How to Create a Glitch Monologues Season 35 Chapter 1. This is Season 35 of How to Create a Glitch in the Matrix Monologues Episode 1. In this episode, we will be talking about how the plates of meaning manifest spatially. In the last episode, we talked about how each level of the spatial plates manifests different kinds of narratives in an exchange between two individuals, with there being a division between internal and external, acted upon, narratives. That is to say, that the facial plate of the other represents multiplicity defined by narratives which they affirm for us, which correspond to those which we affirmed internally and acted on externally. At the other end of the spectrum is the plate of the hands, which expresses reactive emotionality defined as our non-consensual, that is, unconscious, impulses of our shadow self, which we neither negate nor express. Between them are the plate of posture, which entails multiplicity corresponding to narratives which are internally affirmed but negated externally. And the plate of the voice, which corresponds to narratives which are affirmed internally but not acted upon. Now, each of these distinct levels represents a distinct plate corresponding to a distinct experience of the world around us. The way it was phrased was that in an exchange between two people, the plates are focused, so to speak, in the actions of another. That is to say, each level represents a distinct universe, a distinct experience of reality, which corresponds to a distinct actuality. To put it another way, on the plate of the face, you may go about your day, and may have spontaneous impulses to engage with those around you in an intimate fashion. On this plate, such behavior might be met with affirmation, because the conventionality of this plate is distinct from the one you commonly inhabit. Or, on the plate of the hands, you may be met with dialectical responses to your internal thoughts of the night before. You may be upbraided for some thoughts which you didn't even know you consciously had, in actuality. The point is that people are gateways, intersection points, between the many worlds described by multiplicity. They represent the nexus points between many universes, and can exhibit meaning according to all four. The nature of the narratives expressed on each of the plates represents a full and complete world in and of itself, which we only glimpse a part of during a common everyday exchange. Thus, when we describe the five spatial plates, being four as described above, and the plate of spatial location, within which the four are nested, we are talking about a stratification of experience, parallel realities, which find their expression through our unconscious actions, in an everyday exchange between two people. That being said, there are also the four supraspatial plates, which correspond to the emotional content of our experience. These are the emotional, archetypal, symbolic and esoteric. They describe the basic vocabulary of an exchange, with the ascending quality being one of unity between all consciousnesses. That is why, when you inhibit an impulse, when that impulse is characterized by an archetypal alignment, it is appropriated by another, sharing that archetype, as opposed expressed through a dissonant consensuality. Now, likewise, every inhibited impulse generates a dissonant consensuality where it is expressed. This means that the various plates are also classified according to whether the unconscious actions of another affirm or negate our impulses. The non-consensual narratives of the plate of the hands produces negation, because the reactive emotionality of the other negates rather than affirms. But, the plates of the face, voice and posture, all generate dissonant consensualities where the impulses are expressed. This means that in practice, every time you meet another, a kind of bubble extends outward from their action, arising out of the execution of the affirmed impulse. It is rather as if people are lenses into distinct universes, which we can perceive only to the extent that we allow our action to be accelerated through them. That's the end of the podcast for today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe.